नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि गणदिं पूर्वं.
Namaste everybody. I am Sandeep Singh from Mumbai. I thank the organizers for organizing Hindutva for Global Good Conference 2021 and giving me an opportunity to put forth my views. घमंड कर प्रचंड कर, घमंड कर प्रचंड कर, तांडव सा युद्ध कर भयंकर. रक्त गिरेगा माटी तरेगी प्यास बुझेगी हो, रक्त गिरेगा माटी तरेगी प्यास बुझेगी हो. दुश्मन कटेगा धरती सजेगी, हिंदुस्तान सजेगा हिंदुत्व सजेगा हो. दुश्मन कटेगा धरती सजेगी, हिंदुस्तान सजेगा हिंदुत्व सजेगा हो. हिंदुत्व ही हमारे शीश का श्रृंगार है, हिंदुत्व ही हमारे शीश का श्रृंगार है. घमंड कर घमंड कर, घमंड कर घमंड कर. On 25th September 2021, Times of India has called dismantling Hindutva a great war cry. Before this, at the Dismantling Hindutva conference, similar thoughts were expressed. I like to tell the enemy that Hindus have picked up the gauntlet. A conference will be met with a better conference. A hate speech will be answered with a more powerful and better speech. I like to remind those behind the great war cry that an anti-Hindu article will be countered with a factual article, and so on and so forth. And yes, if someone wants to move from theory to practical, rest assured he or she will be answered by a more brutal and ferocious practical, on the lines of legendary Gopal Pata, Birsa Munda, Udham Singh, Madan Lal Dhingra, Chapekar Bandhu, Surya Sen, Dhiran Chinna Milai, Rani Chennamma, Jhansi ki Rani, Kumar Singh, Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Chandrasekhar Azad, Anant Lakshman Kanhare, Khudiram Bose, Praful Chaki, Satyendra Nath Bose, Kanai Lal Datta, Vanchinta Iyer, Krishna Ji Gopal Karve, Vaikuntha Shukla, Jai Rajguru, Bakshi Jagabandhu, and the list is endless. ये भागवत का सार है कि युद्ध ही तो वीर का प्रमाण है. ये भागवत का सार है कि युद्ध ही तो वीर का प्रमाण है. कौरवों की भीड़ हो या पांडवों का नीड़ हो, जो लड़ सका वही तो महान है. कौरवों की भीड़ हो या पांडवों का नीड़ हो, जो लड़ सका वही तो महान है. क्या जिंदगी है ठोकरों पे मार दो, मौत अंत है नहीं तो मौत से भी क्यों डरे. क्या जिंदगी है ठोकरों पे मार दो, मौत अंत है नहीं तो मौत से भी क्यों डरे. A Hindu comes from 5 elements, that's Panch Tattva, and he goes back to Panch Tattva and again comes out of it, and this is Hindutva. The Panch Tattvas are earth, water, fire, air, sky and space. The foundation of the entire cosmos is based on these 5 elements. All the living and non-living entities of this world are composed of Panch Tattva or 5 elements. As long as Panch Tattva, that is 5 elements are there, cosmos is going to be there, Hindutva is going to be there. The Hindu Dharma says that the cosmos itself undergoes an immense, indeed an infinite number of death and rebirths, something accepted by today's science too. Hindutva is eternal truth like cosmos. Hindutva can never be dismantled. 5 senses, hearing, touch, sight, taste and smell, is related to the 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air, sky and space. Puja offered by Hindus is sensuous. It makes full use of the senses, seeing, touching, smelling, tasting and hearing. One sees the image of the Bhagwan, one touches it with one's hand, and one also touches the limbs of one's own body to establish the presence of various Bhagwans. One hears the sacred sound of the mantras, the ringing of bells, the pouring of water and milk. One smells the fragrance of the offering of diya, the presentation of flowers. One tests the Charnamrit and the Bhog. All this is puja, encompassing Panch Tattva, and this is Hindutva. The Hindu temple is a representation of the cosmos. Angkor Wat is a miniature replica of the universe in stone and represents an earthly model of the cosmic world. If my memory serves me right, Adarni Atal Bihari Vajpayee had put it beautifully when he said, जब मैं खुद को भारतीय कहता हूं तो मैं पूरे विश्व से जुड़ता हूं, और जब मैं खुद को हिंदू कहता हूं तो मैं पूरे ब्रह्मांड से जुड़ता हूं. In English, when I say I am a Bharatiya, I get connected to the whole world. But when I say I am a Hindu, I'm connected to the cosmos. Every Hindu is connected to cosmos. This is Hindutva. Dismantling Hindutva means dismantling the cosmos. Undoubtedly, only a foolhardy can make such statements. But I am not surprised. After all, it is coming from a civilization which used to think that lambs grow on tree in Bharat and cotton is produced from them. They realized the truth only after coming to Bharat. This is the same civilization which used to think earth is flat, punished scientists who said sun is stationary and earth revolves around it. Western civilization has a history of punishing its scientists. This is the civilization which took hundreds of years to understand zero and integral calculus after learning it from Bharat. While the oldest inscription of zero anywhere in the world is found in a mandir in Bharat. Do not forget that not only the artifacts in the Museum of Western world are stolen, mostly from Bharat, but also most of the science in their laboratory has its origin in Bharat. How the church stole the art of making calendar from Bharat is well documented. In this background, it will be unfair on the parts of Hindus to think that the Western civilization will understand an evolved concept called Hindutva. It will take them anywhere close to 1,000 years at least to understand Hindutva. With this, let's move to Hinduism. Let me start with ism. The first recorded uses of the suffix ism as a separate word in its own right was as recent as in 1680. With the suffix used for the first time in 1680, Western civilization is trying to define the eternal dharma that is Hindu. This is the reason why I say they will need another 1,000 years to understand Hindutva. In the United States of the mid-19th century, the phrase the isms was used as a collective derogatory term to lump together the radical social reform movements of the time. In 2004, the Oxford English Dictionary added 2 new draft definitions of ism to reference their relationship to word they convey injustice. First, forming nouns with the sense belief in the superiority of one over another as racism. And the second, forming nouns with the sense discrimination or prejudice against on the basis of as ageism, bodism, etc. Ism is a negative. Not surprisingly, the anti-Hindu want to define Hindu dharma using ism. Hope Hindu fans of secularism will wake up after learning this. The greatness of Hindu dharma is such that whoever comes in the contact achieves salvation. Does not matter if it's a human being or a mere word. Sai Baba of Shirdi became Hindu from Muslim and achieved salvation. While Jesus Christ is trying for more than a century, Jesus Christ has got Purana and other Hindu prayers copy-pasted in his name. He has even asked his followers to follow the puja paddhati of Hindus. Sometimes Jesus Christ sits in the pose of Hindu saints and sometimes dresses in saffron robe. Jesus Christ has even changed his residence in Bharat, and in many places instead of church he sits in a mandir, because he also knows that he will get salvation only if he is accepted in Hindu dharma. Only time will tell if he will get blessed by Hindu dharma or not. Now, ism has taken backdoor into Hindu fold by suffixing itself with Hindu, and it will also achieve salvation. But before proceeding further, it's important to note that Western civilization has always tried to define Bharat and Hindu dharma with their own framework, using their own words and nomenclature, which they later used to divide and ridicule Hindus. Some of the prominent examples of the same are words like caste for Jati and Varna, or nomenclature like elephant god or monkey god for Bhagwan Ganesha and Bhagwan Hanuman respectively. They let these words and nomenclature spread roots in the literature, films, and through that in the psyche of masses, and then they unleash their ulterior motive in the society using these very words and nomenclature. Let me cite one example of how the change in nomenclature by British damaged the protein consumption of Hindus. When the British came to Bharat, they were incredibly rich cereals, millets being grown and consumed in Bharat. British didn't know the importance of cereals and millets. They used them to feed them to their birds, cattle and livestock. That is how our lentils were named chickpea, cowpea, pigeon pea. British saw them as inferior foods. They recognized only rice and wheat. The British classified our local cereals, apart from wheat and rice, and it's a classification we accepted and used for decades, and I think even now in our government documents, as coarse cereals. These are ironically incredibly nutritious and sustainable cereals, This was the downgrading of Indian foods and species. We absorbed that and paid a heavy price. Hindus were told they must eat non-vegetarian food to increase their protein content. This was a shift from Hindutva to Hinduism. Chickpea or Bengal gram or chana dal is high in carbohydrates, protein and rich in calcium, iron and vitamin A, B and C. It survives today because of prasad, that is laddu. Bundi ke laddu is made of chana dal. High in protein and low in fat. It's a healthy food. Chana dal survived because of our mandirs and puja paddhati. And we Hindus could get our share of carbohydrates, protein, calcium, iron, vitamin A, B and C without killing other living beings. This is the power of Hindutva, mandir, puja and nomenclature too. West has given another world called globalization, which sees the world as a market. And what they have given to the world is obesity through their fast food. And if you look at Hindutva gave the word Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. World is a family, not a market. And what did we give to the world? Yoga and Ayurveda. We made a healthy world. And that is the good to the global good of Hindutva. In Western world, many words have been banned. In America, Dan Revich collected more than 20 sets of guidelines produced by state departments of education, textbook, publishers, test developers, educational research organizations, and other interest groups. The guidelines ban words, uses, and retain a pictorial image from various educational material. Some of the examples of banned word, the reason, and the replacements are first, the word doorman was banned because it seemed it is sexist and it's been replaced with the word door attendant. The word dwarf was banned because it's considered offensive and it's been replaced with word person of short stature. The word housewife has been banned because it's considered sexist and it's been replaced with homemaker or head of the household. On the similar line, Hindus need to ban the usage of the word Hinduism. How to do it? Some of the steps that I can suggest are: don't use the word Hinduism henceforth. Don't buy a book which uses the word Hinduism. Don't refer an article or paper or book which uses the word Hinduism. Run a campaign across the world among school, college, government, think tanks, media houses, publications against using the word Hinduism. And keep the publications which use the term Hinduism out of the library. Let the word Hinduism remain like Trishanku. Trishanku tried to break the law of nature by attempting to enter the heaven when he was alive, and as a result he was left hanging in between. Similarly, the suffix ism, which as mentioned above has a negative connotation, has tried to make a backdoor entry by associating itself with the word Hindu, with ulterior motives, as proven by the recently held Dismantle Hindutva conference. The word Hinduism will exist, but not to be used. Only the word Hindutva will be used. Remember, it is important to differentiate between Hinduism and Hindutva. Both represent two different cultures. Hinduism will alienate Hindus from Bharat. Hindutva will make the bond stronger between Hindus and Bharat. I'll conclude by sharing a few examples of Hinduism and Hindutva. India is Hinduism, Hindutva is Bharat Ma. Mummy is Hinduism, Hindutva is Ma. Rama is Hinduism, Hindutva is Bhagwan Ram. Krishna is Hinduism, Hindutva is Bhagwan Krishna. Ganges is Hinduism, Hindutva is Ma Ganga. Elephant god is Hinduism, Hindutva is Ganpati Bappa Moria. Monkey god is Hinduism, Hindutva is Jai Bajrangbali. God-fearing is Hinduism, Hindutva is God-loving. Imam-e-Hind is Hinduism, Hindutva is Jai Shri Ram. Temple is Hinduism, Hindutva is Mandir. Statue is Hinduism, Hindutva is Murti. Aryan Dravidian is Hinduism, Hindutva is Hindu. Caste is Hinduism, Hindutva is Jati and Varna. Great Mughals is Hinduism, Hindutva is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Patriarchy is Hinduism, Hindutva is Purusharth. Mother's Day is Hinduism, Hindutva is Navratri. Globalization is Hinduism, Hindutva is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Cannonball tree is Hinduism. Hindutva is Shiv Kamal. Chickpea is Hinduism. Hindutva is Chana Dal. Taj Mahal is Hinduism. Hindutva is Ram Setu. Jawaharlal Nehru is Hinduism. Hindutva is Veer Savarkar. हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन इज हिंदुइज्म. हिंदुत्व इस धरती की शान, तू है मनु की संतान. सारे जहां से अच्छा इज हिंदुइज्म. हिंदुत्व इज वंदे मातरम. I thank the organizer for giving me an opportunity to put my views. Thank you.